Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a story that just came out recently. It's kind of weighing heavy on my heart because I feel like when we do these types of videos, we always at the end try to discuss what we can learn from it, or maybe if this would have been different, this would have happened. I give you guys my opinions and then you give me y'all's down in the comment section. But this is a story that I'm getting ready to tell you guys, or a situation that happened that I just don't feel like the person could have done anything differently. And there's not many of those, right? Because there's always room for improvement in our lives. I mean, for me, as a mother, as, a worker, anything, there's always things that we can do a little bit better. But man, in this situation, I really feel like the young lady that we're going to really be focusing on, Irene, did everything right. And those stories are just a little bit more difficult. This just came out recently in 2023, and it all kind of trails back to this young man, 28-year-old, named Dwayne Jr. Now, Dwayne had an amazing, bright future ahead of him. I mean, he had been training for MMA. He had done a couple MMA fights and was going pro. And I mean, he was doing really good. He had 2 professional MMA outings under his belt. And although he never made it to the UFC, he did notch a 2-0 amateur record, which is really good. So you can imagine, this is a young guy. He's fit, he's healthy, he's talented, he's skilled, he's trained. I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with, and he could have went anywhere and did anything, and he was on his path with his 2-0 record to accomplishing all of his goals and dreams that he wanted. When Dwayne was not training, he was working as a security guard in a bar on Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. So very hype atmosphere. And Dwayne working as a security guard pretty much seemed like the perfect fit for him as well as the company he was working for. While he was working there, he met a 24-year-old beautiful young lady named Irene Torres. Irene and Dwayne began to date. They took all of these cute photos. They would go out to eat. They would hang out at work. They would hang out afterwards. And before you know it, Irene was spending a lot of time with Dwayne. Although from the outside everything looked beautiful and hunky-dory, Irene's family would later say that behind the scenes things began to change. Dwayne became very obsessive, controlling, emotionally abusive, and even physically abusive. Her family would go on to say that she became very fearful of Dwayne, and the relationship was just super unhealthy and actually scary for Irene. Irene's parents and friends and loved ones encouraged her to leave Dwayne and to break up with him. And at the end of December of 2022, that's exactly what Irene did. She escaped this very fearful relationship that she had with Dwayne, and she went back to her parents' house where they welcomed her with open arms. They were so happy to have her home. And this is why I say, I feel like Irene did the right thing. She got away, she went home, she went to her parents' house where she could be safe. She continued to live with her parents on through the new year of this year, January 2023, but it is rumored that they believe that Dwayne began to stalk her. He was still watching her even though they weren't together. And in the early morning hours of January 29th of 2023, after what was a seemingly long night at work, Irene came back home to her parents' house. When her parents woke up the next morning and they couldn't find her, they became frantic. They were calling her, they were trying to figure out where she was, and because they couldn't find her, they started to check the security cameras. And this is when Oh my gosh, you guys, I want you guys to just envision this. You're frantic, you're looking for your child, or if you don't have children yet, somebody that is more important to you than anybody. And they've been through this situation that Irene's been through. They check the security cameras. Oh, I have chills. And they see Irene arrive home, and then they see Dwayne pop up and drag her out of the camera frame, and they hear screams, blood-curdling screams. Irene's father immediately jumped up, jumped in his car, and headed toward Dwayne's house, and her mother called 911. Irene's father, both terrified and very upset, confronted Dwayne, and this is when Dwayne said, hey, she's at this hotel room. She went to a hotel room. She's not here. They hopped in the car, and Dwayne was going to show her father where he took her to this hotel room at. And while Irene's father was pressing him, and he was recording the conversation as well at the same time, and Dwayne didn't know it, this is when Dwayne admitted that he had actually snuck up behind her, ambushed Irene, and stabbed her and killed her. He then took her body and put it in the trunk of his car. He drove to his house. He took her body into his home, stuffed it inside of a storage bin, and put it in his closet. It is later found out that he also took her purse and a bloody pair of pants and a couple other items and put them in the dumpster behind a grocery store. Now, because the father, and I cannot imagine the feelings and the emotions going through this father after he's heard the security camera footage, and it is played in court. And hearing those screams of your daughter, and then driving there, and he's telling you this. Oh my gosh, how he kept his cool and didn't end up catching a case himself is a miracle, you guys. Because he had that recorded, he was able to give it to the police, and they went into his house immediately. With a warrant or whatever, they were like, okay, this is enough evidence. And this is where the investigators said that they went into the closet and they saw a big blanket or comforter over a big structure, which was the storage bin, and they pulled it off, and that's where they found her body. Investigators later said that she was stabbed upward to 17 times. And you guys, the whole thing is just beyond sad and devastating. But he took her back and put her in a storage bin in his closet, like he wanted to keep her. And it's also, like I said, she did everything right. She was young. She got away from him. She told her family and her friends. She went home to her parents' house, and he still came after her. And again, this is a man who had everything. He was on the path to be super successful. It's just so sad. These are the situations. It's like, how do you protect yourself from something like this? She did it. She did what we would tell her to. She got away. She told people. She got help. And in the end, this happened. Now, Dwayne has been going to court for this, and I've seen the video footages. I'm not finding where the whole entire trial or court proceedings are televised. Maybe there will be more video out later. But when you see in the courtroom, the side of the people that are supporting Dwayne behind him, it's like a handful of people. And then on the side of Irene, it is just packed full with her family and her friends. And oh man, it's just so sad. It's so sad. I feel like we need to study certain people's brains because it just makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. There was a GoFundMe that the family had put up in order to give Irene a memorial service, and they already had the memorial service, and the family, they shut down the GoFundMe. They were very thankful. They said it was beautiful, and all of the funds that did not go to the memorial service, the family said that they were donating to other DV victims and stuff like that, which I thought was beautiful. And one of the family members made a statement in the GoFundMe, and I wanted to read it because I thought that it was very telling. It said, while most 24-year-olds are planning their careers and futures and are optimistic about the world, Irene spent some of her last moments of her young life abused, degraded, terrorized, and fearful. Irene showed immense bravery in leaving her abusive relationship and was so happy to start her new life with the support of her family, only to be hunted down in her front yard and brutally murdered 1 month later. And Dwayne was charged with criminal homicide. So we'll see what happens. What do you guys think? Have y'all heard about that? I know some of y'all have. Y'all been sending it to me over on Instagram, and man, sucks. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.